Hey guys, I'm Kitty.
I'm Beast.
And this is NakeTruth. So, welcome to our another episode of another spicy conversation. So, let's get naked. Today, our topic of choice is, does size matter? Okay, and disclaimer, before we continue with this conversation, before we go any further, this is not a video to humiliate or make anyone feel like they're out of sorts, to make anyone feel like they're not up to par. This is just a playful conversation, an open-minded, open conversation to explore something that maybe you thought about, we thought about, and just want to talk about. Okay, so my first question for you, since you're the size in the situation here, you're the guy here, so, okay, so how much do you think this penis size affects a man's confidence?
Oh, it's directly attached to our confidence. If you don't feel like you got the shit, then like it will affect you. Like your confidence takes a hit. And I think every man's been there. I definitely think every man's been there. Your self-doubt sometimes. If the niggas say they haven't been there, they lying. Self-doubt is real, and I think we all have self-doubt at some point. Doesn't mean it's right. You know, you could think you small and you actually big, or vice versa. But there's self-doubt.
I feel like it affects men in the sense of like overthinking what the normal expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do think we compare ourselves to other people too much, especially on you watching when you watching porn shit, you compare yourself to like people on porn. Listen, there's I do videography. I know how it works. Angles are a big deal. Angles will change the way things look. You can't compare yourself to what you see on camera.
okay, so that ties into my next question of, have you or like you've ever seen anyone be insecure or overly concerned about their size? Have you ever felt like you were like heavily focused on the size because of what you do? Have you ever found yourself heavily focused on the size, or found other people heavily focused on the size and not you?
What do you mean,
Like for instance, I'm trying to say, like, from like being in this industry.
Have I noticed somebody else?
Like, have you noticed like people being overly like focused on size instead of like
Me?
experience? Not just you, but just like in general.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a thing called size queens, things like that. I've never come across this. Well, for being honest.
Mm-hmm. You can be as honest as you want to be.
I think I've come across size queens, but I've been told by on camera and off camera, people who in the industry and outside of it, that I'm above average. So and if we being super honest, I thought I wasn't above average, but everybody's telling me, oh, you're a lot to deal with. So it changes when you start experiencing different people and they start telling you different things. You start to stop doubting yourself, and you start to realize, you know what, maybe I was too hard on myself about it. And that's not to say that size is the end all be all, because do I wish I was bigger? Honestly, no, I don't. I really don't. I think there comes a point where it's like the enjoyment starts to deteriorate when things get out of the realm of what your body can take. From a girl, what she can take from you and what she can give to you. Like there's certain things you can't experience if you're too big. There's certain things you can't experience if you're too small. I think we need to find that middle ground.
I feel like in the industry, in our industry, I feel like size has been glorified to the point where like you automatically assume that because someone is more endowed that it's more enjoyable. So people who are bigger, like it's like, oh, I want to shoot with this person because they gotta, they gotta hang low, they hang time, and it's like you realize getting into that situation that they might not know what they're doing. It might not be as enjoyable. You might be uncomfortable, and it's just like there's a lot of factors that play into that, and it's just like as far as like I can talk about me and like us. I feel like it's not even necessarily about size with us. For me personally, it's like level of comfortability, because there are times where like I can take everything, and there are times where I'm like, yo, slow down.
But isn't that tied to like your arousal for women? It's tied to your arousal. Like,
It's also tied to arousal, and also tied to like what my body's going through. So it's like, but the size does also play a part in that, because if I'm not the type of person that I can't take that big thing, or like I feel like I can't take it. It's like it doesn't matter what you do or how aroused you get me. If I can't take it, I can't take it.
oh, here's a question: like, what is the size that is okay, and what's the size? Well, what's the limit where you're like, no, I'm not doing that? Which is for both ends.
Okay, so they said, so I did some research, and it says the average penis size is 5.1 to 5.5 inches, which is 13 to 14 centimeters, right? That's fully erect. And flaccid means like not, is 3.6, which is 9.1 centimeters, right? I feel like, I don't know, I've never gone around measuring like people's stuff.
Can I just say something before this? The next time we have this conversation, you gotta tag in a girl, because I don't want to talk about dicks all day.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I feel like I've experienced really like big, and I've experienced below average. And I can say that being in the middle is perfect. Like, I feel like when you're in the middle, you probably feel like you don't know which way you're on, like, because you're looking at it from the outside view of like, oh, women are like, oh, I like a big dick nigga. I like a like heavy hitter.
But y'all played a role in that.
And that is true. Women need to stop lying about what they like. I feel like everybody does have a preference in what they want, but my comfortability is I don't need like 10 inches of inside of me. And I remember you made a point, right? About like, some girls be like, oh, I'm a big girl, I'm a thick girl, I got a big ass, I need a dude.
Yo, that's a fucking lie, bro.
And I remember you saying that. It doesn't matter.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna put that shit down right fucking now, alright? I've been behind the biggest asses I've ever seen in my life. Yo, y'all fucking lie. Once you bent over, we can't reach it. Listen, stop fucking lying.
And I was like,
I clapped some of the biggest asses you've seen. Stop fucking lying, alright? No such thing as you can't reach it, alright?
Okay. The next question I have is, do you think size changes the quality of sex?
I can't answer that. You answer that.
Okay, you're right. For me, I feel like if I'm uncomfortable, we have to like really try to find a position that is gonna work for both of us in order for me to enjoy it. And the issue I feel like I've come across is that when you have a shoot, like there's not much time to like, find a position that's comfortable, because
Do you think you should have more foreplay in those situations?
Definitely. In situations where you're not used to somebody's body and you don't know like how to navigate that, you guys should definitely take time for foreplay.
Because I've had scenes where it's like I'm trying to get into it and like they struggle to get going, because in the beginning at least, because it's like they can't really deal with it. And I think, you know, the kissing and all that foreplay, that really helps.
Foreplay, I feel like foreplay does play a major role, because as a woman, and I don't know if men know this or not, right? The more comfortable we get, the more open we get, right? And you might feel like...
I've noticed that.
You might feel like, oh, in the beginning, oh, I can't fit and it's too tight and da-da-da. Or you might feel like, oh, damn, it's wide in here. If your cervix is like up, and when you get comfortable, it goes back and gives you room to do what you gotta do. So the more comfortable you get, the more like room you have to go in there. Because I know there are times, like, for example, when I'm fresh off my cycle, this might be TMI, but I don't care. When I'm fresh off my cycle, I cannot.
That shit is tight.
I cannot take him for nothing. Like, I cannot. He literally has to, like, just a tip type me. Yeah. Like, I'm just a tip girl when I'm fresh off my cycle. And so, like, it really comes down to, like, the foreplay, the dirty talk, the, like, everything to, like, really get my body,
that engine warmed up, you gotta do a lot.
To get my body in the mood to, like, take all of him, because if not, it's not happening. Okay, so next question. I think we can both answer that. How much do you think porn and media influences how we see size?
Oh, that's a big fucking deal. Listen, man. It's like I equate it to rap, you know? You see all these, like, real successful rappers, and then niggas in the hood, like, I could be a rapper too. There's 1 million rappers in the world. How many of them are on TV? Your homie down the street is not on TV. Your homeboy at school, he's not on TV. Not everybody's gonna be Drake. So if you see somebody on fucking porn, you think they got a fucking horse leg?
You genuinely think that's what all the women like, because that's...
Not even that. Not everybody's holding like that. Not everybody's holding like, you know, like, not everybody's packing like that. And that's the reality. Most niggas are, what did you say the size was?
Like...
I think it said like 6 inches.
Yes, like...
Most niggas are 6, that's the average size.
Yeah, like, it's not... I feel like we looked at videos and we're like, you believe that that's the norm because that's what you see. You Google it, you see, like, you know, 9, 10, 12-inch dudes, and that's it.
I think that's overrated.
I feel like...
I think being, like...
In reality...
As a guy, I think that shit's...
In reality, like... That requires a lot of work. I feel like size requires work, because some people might think that just because you have a big, that you don't have to do work. And it's not about... I feel like when it comes to size, people, like, when it comes to sex in general, people limit themselves to, like, oh, him having a big dick is like, that's it. Like, it's gonna be great. No, what if he don't know how to do what if he don't know how to do it? What if he doesn't have the experience? Because you think it's just like a in and out.
I think you shouldn't rely on the size of your dick. You gotta know how to fuck, man. You gotta know how to put it on shit.
Oh, this one's controversial. Do you think there's more pressure around men with size than there is women with looks?
Yeah, because y'all be killing us. Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna cook y'all. Listen.
Go ahead. I want this. Go ahead.
We get cooked. I don't want to say we, because I'm not put in that spot. Niggas get cooked for being too small, but chicks, if the moment you go at a chick about how her weight, her looks, something like that, they want to cancel you. Why am I getting canceled for something that... Why is a nigga getting canceled for something he can't control?
You know what? And I'm a counteract that. The issue with size when it comes to men is not that they're not... It's not like that. Dudes be, like, hyping themselves up. Like, oh, I'm going to do you like this. I'm going to flip you like this.
Because he can, though. Maybe he can.
And he's selling you all these things, right?
That got nothing to do with his size, though.
No. And then you get into that situation.
That's because he can't fuck, though. That's just because he can't fuck. I got nothing
That's
to do with
what I'm
fucking
saying. You get into that situation, and it's not even about the size. It's about the fact that he cannot perform to the level or to the caliber that he presented to you.
So why is it a lot of times when y'all break up with niggas, oh, your dick little? You was fucking me for how many years, though? My dick wasn't little for how many years?
Because that is just
but
an ego thing. I feel like that is just to hurt your ego. But
if I say something about your weight, it's like, oh, you a horrible nigga. Like, oh, now I'm kidding.
I feel like penis size is objective. Penis size is objective to every single person, and some people might need 12 inches for them to feel like they can enjoy themselves. And some people don't need 12 inches. Some people might have 12 inches and don't know what to do with 12 inches because they rely too much on their size and not on their technique. Because sex is not just in and out. Sex is foreplay. Sex is catering to that person's body. Sex is getting them to that point.
I've seen niggas on Twitter where their whole personality is the size of that shit. And it's like, oh.
And it's just like, I feel like we need to like how do I put this? Revamp porn to be more realistic in the sense of the experience. Because we grew up, we're watching people get rammed and doing all of this stuff, and you think that that's realistic. And then you get out into the world and you start experiencing it and you realize it's not like that. So I feel like if people were like us who shoot stuff, like it's open, it's honest, it's realistic, you realize like you don't need to do a lot of the things that, I mean, some people have their kinks and what they like and that works for them, but I feel like I want to create a space, or I want to show people that there's pleasure in realism. Like, there's pleasure in the reality of, like, you don't have to be over-exaggerating anything to enjoy something.
Listen, if you like fucking 15-inch shit, that's
great. Like, that's cool.
I think prioritize actually having good sex.
So I was doing some, like, research, and I realized I was, like, you know, looking at, like, they asked, like, a bunch of women, like, when it comes to pleasure, what is your top ranking and what is like not? And size was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, size was like a 7.
Wait, what was the poll?
Like, what do you care when it comes to sex? You're like, and pleasure, what's number 1 and what's
what was number
10?
1?
Foreplay.
Yeah, because foreplay is what gets sex going. I think
looks and size were not even like up there. Looks was probably like number 5. Because people always say, oh, like it's not about looks. It's about how you make the person feel. So foreplay has always been up there. It's how you make somebody feel in that moment, right? Once you get, and that's true with anybody, once you get somebody comfortable enough, you have them open. Once they're open, you can like,
oh no! Once you got the foreplay done, the shit is flowing. You could, this gonna get crazy.
Exactly, like you can. And I'm like, to the guys who feel like
I'm big on foreplay, because once you get that shit going, the sex gonna elevate every time.
My advice to guys who feel like they're not big, like you don't feel like you're hung the way you're supposed to be, or you're not that big. Focus on the build up. Focus on learning the female body. Focus on how to give somebody an experience without just that. Because let me tell you something, right?
I got a question for you after this, though.
Head? I'm sorry. Okay, fellas, I have a hint for you. If you got a girl, right, and y'all just went out, whatever, she tired, she done fell asleep. If you wake your shorty up in the middle of the night.
She's saying that because I did that to her.
If you wake your shorty up in the middle of the night, like a middle of her sleep, with your
she
tongue.
Was snoring.
And I'm telling you.
You want to know how wild she is? Yo, she just said, huh, and spread her legs open. She was dead asleep. I got down. She was like, huh, and just opened her fucking legs and just let the shit fall.
What did you want me to say? No.
You asked no questions. You just spread them motherfuckers. You a degenerate. Yo,
What did you want me to
because
say?
when you wake up, you don't know what's going on. You just fill me down there. Oh, I'm about to get some neck. Oh, okay.
What did you want me to say? No.
What you doing or something? Like, you just said,
Okay, let me tell y'all something.
Go ahead.
Fellas, she's asleep. You wake her up. I'm just saying the level of like intensity. You too worried about just your tongue is a weapon too. Okay, like
the tongue ain't enough though. Like, the tongue ain't enough because when the tongue is done, it's like
no. Sometimes the tongue be done in me. Like that. Listen, that night, like. That night, I didn't want nothing else. I just wanted my pillow to go to sleep. Well, go say what you was gonna say.
I don't remember now.
Okay, so I have a couple myths about like size that
That's
like I need to like
before
clarify.
Before you go on, because I think everybody has a limit. What's the number? How low are you going before you say, oh, this ain't happening? Because I'm an 8. If you watch what we do, you know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm an 8. So what's the number where you're like, no, I'm not going that low? Because everybody got a number where like, they're not going that low.
I feel like what I've experienced was like, you know what I realized about myself? I'm a girth girl. I like girth more than like length. Mm-hmm. Like it has to be fat. Mm-hmm. So if it's long and skinny, it's not working for me because now I just feel like and my issue is like don't come for me because I've been experiencing something great for the last 10 years of my life. My expectation level.
That's a bad thing. You could keep comparing niggas to me. Like,
my expectation level is very, very, very high when it comes to that. So if you come over here thinking that you're gonna blow my brains out,
that's a conversation.
I have like a really high expectation level because my satisfaction that I've been getting has always been top tier. So I don't want to comment to give nobody advice based on what I'm good. Like what I get is always been top tier. Like I don't know. I'm good.
That's definitely a topic for another episode. I think. Just go ahead. We gonna talk about
I'm good. Like I don't know. I don't know how to answer these questions. When it comes to being satisfied, I'm satisfied. When it comes to shooting, I do my job. Let's just put it that way.
That was crazy.
I do my job.
I do my job.
And that's it. But when it comes to me enjoying myself, if you've ever seen our stuff, I'm enjoying myself. I'm up here, I'm checked out. That's perfect. I'm checked out up here. Any other video, I'm not checked out, I'm working. But when it's us, I'm checked out. Anyway. Myth. Okay, so the first myth that I found was you can tell the size of someone's stuff by the size of their hand or the size of their shoe.
I believed that when I was young.
We all did.
Yeah, it was like,
he got big feet. He got big. No.
And I had big feet growing up.
Because what I read was that there are a lot of guys who are like 6'4" and carry nothing. Or it's just long and skinny. And it's like cool. Like that works for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody. And fellas, I need y'all to be mindful of one thing, right? If you got money, you will never know if your dick is big or small because they not gonna tell you.
Wait, what?
If you're a rich dude.
Oh, because women are bad people. Women are fucking bad people.
If you're rich, you will never know. You will never know because they're not gonna tell you.
That speaks to women.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from
Okay, next myth is bigger means better in bed. No.
A bigger ass means better in bed.
Just it.
We're gonna have an episode from you one day. Don't worry about it. Because I got a lot to say about big asses. I love a big ass.
Bigger phalluses does not mean better in bed because if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter how big your thing is. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. And I've come to realize, being in this industry, that people think that because they have the size that they don't have to do anything else. And yes, no, that is definitely a no.
Yo, knowing how to fuck will get you so far, man. You know how to fuck. Shit. They gonna come to you. You don't gotta go looking for them. It's gonna get you far.
And the next one is, if you're small, you can't satisfy your partner. There are so many other things you can do. Like, I wish people would stop. Like, toys are your friend. There are sleeves. If you feel like you're a small guy, there are sleeves. There are extenders.
But I don't feel like that's a good option to make a nigga feel better about himself.
It doesn't matter. It's about pleasing your partner.
I 100% get.
And if
that
somebody's
too.
willing to, like...
But then it's like, yo, it makes that nigga feel like I can't please unless I'm using the sleeve. You know?
Okay, but I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they want to be with you, and you should want to find ways to make this person happy, because first off, they're sacrificing something that they might want and looking at a bigger picture of, I want to be with you. Okay, and if you guys can meet in the middle, then... Because think about it, right? A lot of, like, think about it. Cuckolding came from...
Want to please your partner?
Men wanting to please their partner and not being able to, so they found other people to do it. And they watched.
I don't know, man.
So it's like... You know, love is a tricky thing. You love somebody, you might go through the extents of like.
Do a lot of shit. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay, last one. It says most women want or prefer a huge phallus to a big one, and I'm saying no because big can be uncomfortable. Big can be uncomfortable. I am not a size queen. I don't care what nobody says. I feel like. You...
Just last week you were struggling.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel like you need to learn your partner. Like, we've been together for a long time, so I feel like you know...
11 years and she still struggles from time to time. Like,
that's a compliment.
Just
Shut up. Shut up.
Perception is everything.
But anyways, I feel like... And to comment on that, I feel like you've learned my body and learned how to, like... give me what I need. And so we've gotten to that place of comfortability where you know how to get me there. You know how to get me to take you. And that's the point. The point is to get your partner, even if you're too big or too small, to get your partner to the point of level of comfortability by learning their body and what they want to take you.
Right.
Because think about it. If you never learned me and I never, like, learned you... Because I remember I could never take you in certain positions. And now, like... Shit. But, like... Yeah, like... I couldn't, like... For instance, writing was, like, hard for me.
Right.
And now, whatever.
You should be doing tricks on the dick.
I've mastered your position on tap.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I feel like, okay, to end this, what kind of advice would you give somebody that feels like they're too small? Or they feel like they're not big enough?
It's hard for me to say because, like I said earlier in the episode, like, people tell me that I'm too big sometimes.
You can't comment based on you.
I can't. That's what I'm saying. The best I can tell you is Just learn your person's body. Bring toys into the situation if you have to. Don't feel insignificant because of it, because toys do not make you less of a person. I like using toys, and I don't need toys, but I'm gonna use a toy. Like, fuck it.
I feel like
Yo, there's a sleeve that vibrates. I'm gonna throw that motherfucker on if it's gonna make. If I make her nut the way she do now, that shit vibrate. Come on, I'm gonna talk about that for a few years. Like, come on, like I ain't gonna feel bad about that. Like, come on.
I feel like communication, like every episode we always say that communication with your significant other, whoever you're with and whoever you're trying these new things with, communication is the key. Be open to communicate, be ready for criticism, and be willing to change and adapt to whatever it is that, because at the end of the day, pleasure is important. Pleasure for everybody is important, so please. And that's to wrap up Naked Truth. Be open and just communicate, guys. I love you guys. See you in the next episode. Peace.
Good shit.
Good shit. All right. Now to get some dick. Don't put that. Don't put that in your video.
I don't know. I might.
Okay, that's fine.